Hi everybody, we're in beautiful Oak Creek Canyon in Sedona. Whoa.
All this beautiful energy.
God, it's so beautiful. Look at that. Oh. And today we are talking about brain waves, specifically gamma brain waves, and how you can use this to further your journey on the pranic path.
Absolutely. It is actually a must to understand this knowledge. For the simple fact, your brain waves, which is your thoughts, they are electrical. They are electrical. Thoughts are electrical. And on the spiritual game, they usually say that thoughts is the first phase of physical matter. Here we go, because they could be measured.
It's so layered. You know, I have found in my Reiki practice that when I work with people who've had brain injuries, the brain is really responsive to energy healing.
Absolutely.
Exceptionally responsive, because this is an electric organ.
Absolutely.
As the heart is as well.
If for those of you who are not familiar with brain waves, we have actually gave them different names depending on what state your mind is in. Sometimes your mind is in slower states, and sometimes it's going faster depending on what you're dealing with these brain waves. So of course we got the delta state. That's usually 1 to 3 hertz. So dealing with these different brain wave states, we have labeled them and gave them names sort of like the delta, the alpha, the beta, the theta. But last but not least, we got the gamma wave state. And that's the fastest and highest brain wave state that humans can acquire. Now this is good. And this has just been recently found out on how fast these brain waves actually oscillate or move or vibrate. Oh, this is good. And it's called again what?
Gamma brain waves. So you said a very empowering statement earlier today, which inspired this talk.
Absolutely.
You said
the brain must be able to produce gamma waves in order for you to be food free.
I think that needs to be repeated.
Oh man. The brain must be able to produce gamma waves, and I should say consistently, in order to be food free. Oh, this is good.
Absolutely.
Because you need a higher state of brain waves being produced from the brain. Now this is where it gets good. Research have proven that people who produce a higher rate of gamma waves are people who meditate.
Bingo.
Here we go now.
We said that meditation is the foundation, and now it's being scientifically proven through brainwave patterning.
Absolutely. And that usually go from 35 hertz all the way up to 100 hertz, but it even goes further. You know, the measurements are not accurate, but it's the highest and fastest brainwave state that the brain is producing, and that's just a name we gave it. But again, it comes through meditations. Because when you start meditating, or any habit you pick up, there's a thing called neuroplasticity, where the circuitry of the brain start changing for the new skill or the habit that you're picking up. So when you meditate, it does bring forth physical changes. Now, go ahead.
Oh, absolutely. I've experienced this myself, of course. Everybody has, but you may not be aware of it. But I once had my brain tested, and I was able to see what wavelengths I was producing the most, what was predominant. And I found that the more I meditated, the more I went into that relaxed, calm state, the stronger my theta delta realms became, and also the gamma. So it's really important that you do meditate regularly, not just once in a while, but regularly, because it does change your brain, not just the neural pathways, but the brainwave patterning. Now, if you're always in a state of stress, overthinking, multitasking, work, then you're really strengthening your alpha beta, right? Your alpha
absolutely.
And your beta. And I guess what? You pretty much can't be food free if you're in that brainwave patterning.
Right.
This is why you can't fast your way into breatharianism.
Right.
You can meditate your way into food freedom.
Because you need a different body that can bring forth a higher electricity coming to it. So that's what we mean by upgrade the body through meditation. Oh, this is good, ain't it? And it's called, again, gamma waves.
Gamma waves. So you're upgrading the brain, which upgrades the body.
Absolutely. To bring forth more light. What is a gamma wave? It's light. See, we live in an electromagnetic spectrum. All right, you heard about the radio waves, the microwaves, the infrared, visible light, UV light. I could go on all the way up to gamma. But all of them are light. They're the same thing. Those are just, it's one continuous wave of light, but we just broke it up into sections due to how fast it's going. Of course, the radio wave just goes a lot slower, so it has less energy, and the gamma wave goes faster, but it has more energy. Is that understood? So if you're living in this light, this is what you're breathing, this is what you're living in. Yes, breatharians live off of the air. We're going to be clear, because it's made of light. This is why you live in the EM spectrum. So now we talk about these brain waves. It's the same way. It's one continuous light that we're using, because your thoughts is a vehicle. Oh, let's get into it now. So you want to speed up the thought process, you do it through the relaxation response of the body, what we call meditation.
That's fascinating.
Oh,
so
man.
to slow down, you speed up, and to speed up, you slow down.
Absolutely.
It's perfect polarity. It's perfect balance.
And that's why we tell people, when people say, what did I do when I first started my journey? First, I had to slow down my life from being too chaotic.
Yes.
If you're in too much chaos, that's not going to happen, because your brain waves is going scattered all throughout the place. Now,
which makes you hungrier.
Which
It
makes you
really
hungrier.
does.
Because you're burning up energy, so you got to get it some way. But the only way you know how to get it is through the fossil fuels.
And in the spiritual speak, we eat off of love and compassion. We can fuel ourselves with that. But what we're really looking at here is when we tap into that frequency of love, we are really using our gamma brainwave pattern.
Here we go now. And love is just the word we gave it. This is good, ain't it? What it's saying is love is when we know that the energy is always available anytime you want it. And they holding it back from you.
And this is our true essence. So it's literally feeding off our true essence in our calm, most relaxed, meditated state.
Yep.
Which is our natural state. It's not
Your natural state.
natural for us to be running around all the time.
No, absolutely. You should be. This is paradise.
I know.
You relax in paradise. This is powerful, ain't it? You relax in paradise. Paradise is not stressful. This is what we're talking about. So again, now I'm going to show you something that's going to really give you something to think about. Now, they used to say you only use 10% of your brain. But now we know that's not to be true. You actually use your whole brain.
Especially when you're working with energetics.
But now,
I can light up my whole brain in meditation.
Right.
The whole entire brain is lit up and radiating light.
Right.
Through meditation.
But now we're going to flip it a little bit. Since you know you use your whole brain now, on a journey, you do want to use 10% of your brain. Why did I say that? That just means focus, attentional thinking. See, right now, the problem is humanity is so stressed out, your thoughts is all over the place. You're losing too much light. This is about energy conservation. That's why even on this journey, you start becoming more of a minimalist. And what that means is you start living more of a stress-free life. So when you cut down the stress, your brain gets more focused and targeted. Did we say this?
And you're thinking less, which is actually what you want.
It's what you want.
Think less, feel more, intuit your way through it, and really tune into your environment and allow yourself to flow.
The flow, that's what it's called, being in a flow.
Don't overplan, don't overthink, don't
Right.
try to figure stuff out. Just wait, watch, feel.
Go with the flow. And the flow state, everybody experienced the flow state. That's when you was doing something one time in your life where you forgot about time, you wasn't hungry, everything fell in place. That's what they mean by being in a flow. Now, there was a Russian scientist who actually checked and measured that. And that's what he said. This is why I say you want to use less of your brain. He said when people are in a flow state, they are more concentrated in the frontal cortex of their brain. That's why nothing else matters and everything is flowing. So you want to keep losing energy with chaotic thinking. Slow it down so it can be more centered, and that's where you can manifest stuff faster.
Right.
This is what we're talking about. But how do you train your mind to do that?
Meditation.
Meditation. It all goes hand in hand. You want stronger gamma waves being produced from the brain, and you want the brain to be more focused, not in a chaotic state. So to give you an example, it's sort of like a bucket, and it got all these holes in it, and it's losing water. So you're doing this, you're doing that, you're thinking about this, you own this, you in this relationship, that one. So you got all these holes. Everything you're doing, you're also spending energy. So when you start making a life stop being so chaotic, you start blocking up the holes. So the water gets more concentrated and it can come out of one stream. That's how you want the mind. Not all over the place.
I love it. And things, ironically, flow more when you do that. So that's why we say it's not about luck.
Oh.
You have synchronicities.
It's not about luck.
It's not about luck. It's not about miracles. It's your natural state of being that makes things fall into place for you.
Somebody said today, they said, boy, y'all sure got lucky. And what did you say?
I said, luck had nothing to do with it because we are gamma.
Oh, man. All the way. We are gamma.
We are gamma.
Luck had nothing to do with it. This is what we're talking about. So again, start slowly with meditation, but begin to love it till it become an everyday part of your life, just like brushing your teeth and doing your hair.
Yes, every day.
Every
Just
single day.
Building that beautiful brain, that mind.
Reshape
higher
yourself.
Mind, your consciousness, your energy. Stop overthinking. Feel, intuit, meditate. It's a flowy, beautiful process, and this will bring you to food freedom. You'll want less in terms of food and everything else in your life, actually. You'll just want less.
Want less. Look at this. Food is light. See, you see visible light, so the food you eat now is light, but it's at a denser state. You've got to know where you're at, and you got to start learning, looking at things deeper. So you've got to know what we're living in. We're living in light. You're light beings. We say it, but do you really realize it? Light attracts light. Be who you are. That's your true nature.
Yes.
La.
And your gamma waves attracts even more light.
Here we go.
Because it is light.
Right. Notice that I didn't even judge food as being bad or nothing like that on the denser level. It's just dense light. That's all. Oh man, this is good.
It's so good.
And yes, you practice photosynthesis. You're a light beam.
Absolutely.
We're just saying that ahead of time before the medical profession or the scientific community say, okay, y'all are, okay. We're just saying it ahead of time. We're already famous.
Because we feel it. And you feel
Right.
it too.
You
when
feel
you're
it
on this
too.
Journey.
All right. Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings.
Keep up the good work, and we love you.